Hello Year 3. Today in English we are going to be using and punctuating direct speech in order to be able to use it in our myth writing. To start off with though, we would like you to act out the scene where the king tells Bellerophon about the chimera, and you must include actions that each character might be doing. So for example, if you're the king, you might be rushing in, and if you're Bellerophon, you might be sat there eating. So pause the video here so you can act out that scene. Now we're going to look at punctuating some speech. So I have this sentence here: there is a ferocious creature in my kingdom, shouted the king. Now to punctuate this, we need some punctuation called inverted commas or speech marks, and they look like this, and the speech goes inside them. Now I've got this extra bit here that says shouted the king. This is known as a reporting clause, and all it does is tell the reader who is speaking. But when we use this, we must include a comma inside the inverted commas or speech marks. So just to recap, the speech goes inside the inverted commas. We use a reporting clause to tell the reader who is speaking, and because we've used this, we must include a comma inside our inverted commas. So now we know how to punctuate speech, I am going to model how we might use it within a narrative. Now I know this isn't our main bit of writing, but I have got my toolkit here with all the features on, just in case I want to include them in this writing. So to start off with, I am going to say, on a warm summer's evening, the troubled king came rushing in to the grand dining room. Now, this is where I'm going to use my speech within my narrative. So I need to open my inverted commas. There is a ferocious creature terrorizing my kingdom. Now, I am going to use a reporting clause, so I need to remember my comma first, then close my inverted commas or speech marks, and I'm going to say declared the king. I think declared sounds a bit better than said the king. And whilst Bellerophon sipped his drink, and then I think the king is going to tell Bellerophon what it is. So it's called a chimera and you must kill it. And again, a reporting clause, and he's going to demand it. He demanded. Bellerophon exhaled. He got up from the stone table and walked to the window. So I'm just giving my reader a bit of extra information. He gazed at the sun setting on the calm Aegean Sea, and this also tells my reader where it's happening. A few moments later, he turned slowly to face the king. His dark eyes were like pools of ink. Okay, so now Bellerophon is going to accept the challenge. I accept the challenge. Agreed, Bellerophon nervously. And then I'm going to make the king reply straight away. And because a new character is now talking, we start on a new line, even though we've got all of this room here. So I'm going to start the king's speech, what he says on the next line down. And he's going to say, the chimera is deadly and many men have tried to defeat it, warned the king. Bellerophon turned pale and his pulse began to race. Now I've used that because I know it's on our word bank. The king left him standing on the balcony later that night. Bellerophon wandered through the palace to his room. He lay down and tried to sleep before he set off for the chimera in the early morning. Okay, so that is my example of using direct speech within a narrative. Okay, so now your job is to have a go at writing a scene from Bellerophon and Pegasus and include some punctuated speech like I just modelled. Now remember, when a new character speaks, use a new line, use your inverted commas to punctuate the speech, and if you use punctuation, it must be included in the inverted commas. So that is your activity for today, and don't forget to send any of your work into the Year 3 email.